Hi, Keo.
Hello, teacher.
Good evening, Kuya Keo. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks.
Wow, that's great. You're fine. Are you doing good? How's school?
It's good, nothing wrong.
Ah, no, no, no. Today you don't have school, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Your mom told me your birthday is near. Oh, your mom told me, and I told your mom that we talked to your mom last night, and then I told your mom that I want to give Keo a gift. And then I'm just finding a way how can I give the gift to Keo. I will be checking in Lazada or in Shopee. Then your mom told me, okay. And then she thought that it's Jillian, my daughter, is the one who has a birthday with you. It's not Jillian, it's Teacher Anne's. Okay. You tell your mom it's not Jillian, it's Teacher Anne.
oh,
Yeah. For now, Keo, okay, wait here. For now, Keo boy, we're going to have a topic about, okay, I will say. Okay, so we talked already, Kyo. Do you still remember future tense, like what we talked? You remember? You remember we talked future tense?
yeah.
Yeah. Last time, we talked about future tense. Okay. So we have here, now we are going to talk countable and uncountable nouns. Okay. We are going to use countable and uncountable nouns. So when we say, okay, we have here, so when we say countable, this is the noun that you can count. Okay, countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Okay, so these are the nouns that you can count, countable.
Use.
Uncountable, you cannot count. Okay. There seems to be a problem with my laptop. Okay. The indefinite article a or an can be used with singular countable noun. Countable, it means can be used with countable noun, with nouns that can be counted. Look at here, look at you. There seems to be a problem with my laptop. Okay. Can be used with countable noun. There seems to be a problem with my laptop. Okay. With plural countable nouns, look at this one. Plural countable nouns, a few, many, or lots. Lots of can be used. Okay, look at. She doesn't have many friends. Look at this nouns, many, plural. Can you see? The verb, the word kayo, the word friends is plural. So we have to use many. You understand that? You understand, kayo boy? Okay. Okay. Again, for countable nouns, okay, with plural countable nouns, listen, plural countable nouns, this is, with plural countable nouns, you have many or a lot. Okay, so of course, plural, it should be many or a lot. Lots of. Okay, look at this. She doesn't have many friends apart from me. Again, she doesn't have many friends apart from me. The indefinite article cannot be used. Okay, then okay, I will erase. Okay, the indefinite article Kyo cannot be used here. Where is it? The indefinite article cannot be used with uncountable noun. Nouns that cannot be counted. Okay, indefinite article. Let me give you some advice. Correct. This is correct. Let me give you a piece of advice. Correct. This is correct, Kyo. Let me give you an advice. Advice is an uncountable noun. Advice. The word advice, Kyo, is uncountable noun. It cannot be, it cannot be
He
counted.
counts.
Yeah, you cannot count the word advice, of course. Can you count the word advice? You cannot count that one.
Oh,
So that is uncountable noun. So you can say, look at this. Let me give you some advice. You will say some advice. What kind of advice? Some only. A piece of advice. But you can never say, let me give you an advice. No, that is wrong. Okay. Because advice is uncountable noun. For a while, Keo. Okay, here. Now. So next. Uncountable nouns, okay? Uncountable nouns do not have plural form. Again, uncountable nouns, Keo, do not have plural form. Okay.
it's gonna.
Give to Lula. Okay. It does not have plural form. You can find more information on our website. Okay. Look at this is check. You can find more information on our website. Okay. You cannot say informations. You can find more information only. Do not say informations because always remember, Kyo, you cannot make uncountable noun plural. It doesn't have plural form. You cannot put s. You cannot say advices. Okay, this word advices, it's wrong. It's only advice. But you cannot say, let me give you an advice. No. Okay, it is some advice, piece of advice. Okay, you understand?
Oh, just a piece.
Okay, just a piece of advice, some advice, but you can never say, Keo, advice, unadvised. It is wrong. Okay, Keo, please take note that on April, you will have to study PET. Okay, you will have to study PET. You will have to take exam on PET. Remember that one, Keo. Please try to read, 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 read. Okay? Now, here. That's why teacher is giving you more grammar. It's more.
More advice too.
Okay. So look at this one again. Always remember, uncountable nouns don't have plural. You cannot say you can find more informations. It's wrong. You cannot say, let me give you an advice. It's wrong again. Okay? Okay? Okay, Kayo? Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Now here, with uncountable noun, a little, much, or a lot, lots of can be used. Okay, for a while. Okay, for a while, Kayo. Mommy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So with uncountable nouns, little, much, or a lot, lots of can be used. Okay. Look at this one again. With uncountable noun. With uncountable nouns, key. We are talking here uncountable nouns that cannot be counted. The nouns that cannot be counted. We are using here the nouns that cannot be counted. You can use a little, much, or a lot. Lots of can be used. Anything is possible if you have a little patience. Again, anything is possible if you have a little patience. Okay. If you have a little patience, anything is possible. Okay. Do you understand, Keo?
Yes.
Okay. So we have here, okay, anything is possible if you have a little patience. You cannot say anything is possible if you have a patience. Okay. It should be anything is possible if you have a little patience. Okay.
Little
Do you
bit.
understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, these are the countable nouns. Okay. So I will be here again. I will be showing you some video about countable and uncountable. Okay. So teacher Ann is discussing already about countable. We have to make it little bit smaller, Kio. Smaller
Small.
every day. We will not
Just
make it
this.
too fast. We will not make it too fast. That's why I'm
Small
giving
like
you,
this.
yeah, it's more like that, not like this. Okay. I am not giving you a lot because you can see we are studying book. We are not studying slide. So it's quite boring. That is why teacher is trying to find a way, okay, is trying to find a way about this. Here. I will be showing you a video about countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, you listen. A video about countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, please listen this one. This very basic KO, but I want you to understand this. Okay, first we'll have to go the basic. Okay, the basic one. I want you to, I want you to, I want you to listen this.
Stay on top of emails, documents, and more without having to stay put. Whether you're working on your computer.
Okay, listen kayo.
Countable and uncountable nouns. Most nouns in English are countable. We can put a number before them.
Yes. You can see kayo that in countable we can put numbers. So we can make it plural.
They have singular and plural forms.
Yes.
1 table,
2 tables.
4 tables. For example, there is 1 fridge in the room. There are 4 chairs. There are 2 lamps on the wall. Some nouns are uncountable. We cannot put a number before them. They have no plural form. Water, some water. A little water, much water. For example, there is some water in the jug. There is a little water in the glass. We do not use a or an before an uncountable noun. We use some before an uncountable noun. Some luggage, some paper, some furniture, etc. For example, give me some cheese, please. There are ways to quantify an uncountable noun.
We use measure words or counters to count the uncountable nouns.
For example, 2 pieces of furniture,
1 glass of water, 1 box of cereal, 2 bars of soap. The words piece, glass, box, bar are countable nouns. We use
Double.
words to measure or count the quantity of an uncountable noun.
Okay, so look at this one. These are the things, Keo, that is considered as, these are the things that we considered as uncountable. It means it cannot be counted. These are the things that we considered uncountable. This one. Okay, piece, glass, box, bar. Okay, measure or count. They are considered as countable. So it means things that can be counted.
We count.
Yeah, that can be counted. So such words are also called measure words or counters. Okay. Another term for these countable nouns called as measure words or counters. We also call this measure words or counters. But they are countable. They can be counted. Okay. Next, continue.
Such words are also called measure words or counters.
Okay, so here I will find another. Okay, so at least you will not get boring on this. Okay, so basic English uncountables. Okay, this is for beginners. I would like to share it to
Hello,
you.
my name is Emma, and in today's video, I am going to teach you about countable and uncountable
Countable
nouns.
nouns. Okay,
You can also call
listen.
these count nouns and non-count nouns. So
Where's the other money?
let's begin by first talking about what is a noun. So a noun is a word
Okay, listen kayo.
that is a person. It can be a person. So Emma, that's a noun. Teacher, that's a noun. It can be a place. Russia is a
Okay, kayo,
noun.
listen.
School is a noun. It can be an animal, a dog. Dog is a noun. The word cat is a noun. It can also be a thing. This marker, the word marker is a noun, okay? And it can also be a feeling. Happiness is a noun. So a noun is a person, a place, a thing, an object, an animal. There are many things that are nouns. What a noun is not is it's not an action, like a verb. It's not a description, like an adjective. And it's not a preposition, like the word on or off, okay? A noun is, like I've said before, one of these things.
Are you ready to improve your English? Join Conversation Alive with live teachers and small study groups.
So in English,
Listen
well,
kayo.
actually, first let's do something. Let's underline the nouns just to make sure we have this concept. So my first sentence is, Canada is a large country. So let's underline the nouns here. Well, Canada is a place. So we know Canada is a noun. Is a verb. Large, this is a description. Country. Country is a place. This is also a noun. My teacher is funny. Teacher is a person. So this is a noun. Funny is a description. It's an adjective. It's not a noun. The dog, so we have dog is an animal. Cats are nouns. And we have the word here, friend. The word friend is also a noun. Okay, so these are all nouns. So in English, we have two types of nouns. We have countable nouns and we have uncountable nouns. It's important to know if a noun
Look at
is
the one
countable or
underline, Keo. Okay,
uncountable.
Keo. The one underline here are nouns. So this is we're going to identify which is countable and which is uncountable. We are still talking here about the basic. We are talking here about the basic, Keo. We are talking here about the basic. Okay. Yeah.
Because this is going to tell us if we use words like in front of the word, and it will also tell us which words we cannot use with these words. So, and whether or not we need to add an S to the end of the noun if there's more than one. So in this video, we are going to talk about countable nouns with many examples and uncountable nouns. So let's look at countable nouns first. Okay, so we're going to start with countable nouns first. So the first thing you need to know with a countable noun is when we have a countable noun, we need to put an a or an in front of it. So for example, I have a dog. I have a computer. I have a lamp. I have a chair. So notice I'm putting in front of all of these. If the noun starts with a vowel sound, so for example, A is a vowel, E, I, O, U, these are all vowels. And if it starts with a vowel sound, then we use an. I have an apple. I have an egg. I have an ant. Okay, so we use this if the first sound of the word is a vowel. So the second thing you need to know is that with countable nouns, a lot of the time we can count them. Okay,
Yes.
so we can often,
Can
a
be.
countable noun is
Can
something
be.
you can count. Or usually it's something, or an animal, or a place. It's something you can count. So for example, I have a book. This is one book. I have 2 books.
Okay.
I have 3 books. So this, you can count books, and it's a countable noun. I have 2 chairs. I have 5 dresses. These are all countable nouns. When we have more than one countable noun, so for example, here we have 1, here we have 2. If we have more than one, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we need to add an S. This shows us that there is more than one. And also notice that we don't need this in front of the noun anymore. So we cannot say a books, because the S means there's more than one, so this would not match. Okay. What else do we need? So we need an S or an ES if we have more than one of this type of object or noun. Here's another example. I have 1 sister. I have 3 sisters. So notice here, you can count the number of sisters I have. And so I've added an S. Now we have some exceptions. For example, the word moose. You can count the number of moose, but we never add an S. It's a strange exception. In English, you'll notice we have a lot of exceptions. We break rules a lot of times in English, and that's okay. It's the same with fish. You can count the number of fish, but you don't change this word if there's more than one. I can't say I have 5 fishes. Okay, I would say I have 5 fish. So sometimes there are exceptions with count nouns or countable nouns. Now let's look at what is an uncountable noun and how is it different? Okay, so we've talked about countable nouns. Now we're going to talk about uncountable nouns, or we can call them non-count nouns. Okay, so that means the same thing. An uncountable noun is a noun where you do not use or an in front of it. Okay, so for example, an uncountable noun is happiness. I do not say
Okay, look at the word.
a
A
happiness.
happiness.
Okay, so that's no. So we do not use a or an. We also don't add s or es. Okay,
For the
and the reason we
happiness.
don't add s or es is because the idea of uncountable is you can't count it. Now there are many exceptions to this, but in general, an uncountable
Countable
noun
noun
is
is
something you
something.
can't really count. So I want you to think, for example, of happiness. Can you count happiness? Can you say 1 happiness, 2 happiness? My friend has 5 happiness. You can't really count it. It's the same with words like sadness or with,
Stress.
stress. These are things that are abstract and they're things you can't really count. Okay, so because of that, we do not add s or
Yes.
es to uncountable words. Um,
Well, look, I'm in my trading den in the United Kingdom. I'm broadcasting to you in the Philippines from London. Our head trader, Anthony Esguerra, is going to be running a brand new webinar. And it's going to be a webinar designed for people who are looking.
Another thing you'll find with uncountable words, and this is where it kind of gets a bit tricky, is a lot of uncountable nouns are actually categories. So for example,
Furniture.
furniture is an uncountable noun. In English, you don't count furniture.
Yes.
So you would not add an s to the word furniture. It's always the same.
Furniture.
I have furniture at my house. I do not say I have a furniture. No, in English you can't do that. You say I have furniture.
Furniture only.
There is no
Look
a
at
or
Keo.
an.
There is no a or an.
It's
Look
the
at
same with
this,
the word
Keo. This one, category, the furniture, the clothes, and the money, you don't need to put s. You will not say furnitures. You will not say monies. Because in English, this is uncountable nouns. And always remember, when we say uncountable nouns, you don't need s or es. No. Okay? You don't use a or an. You cannot say unfurniture. You cannot say that one. Okay, continue.
Clothes. Clothes never changes. It
Yeah, it
always
was an
stays the same.
S.
I cannot say I have a clothes. I cannot say I have 4 clothes. Okay? In English, we can't do this. And this is because these are categories. It's the same with money. And a lot of students get really frustrated with this because in their language, you can count these things. So I understand that, and I understand, languages are very different. But in English, you cannot count these things in the same way. They're considered categories. So in English, I cannot say I have 5 money. And I also don't add an S to money. It always stays the same. I can say I have a lot of money or I have no money, but I can't actually put a number in front of money. So what can you do is, we're looking at categories there, but within each category, there are things you can count. So for example, furniture is uncountable, but tables, chairs, desks, refrigerators, ovens, these are all things we can count. So furniture does not have an S, but these other words do within the category. Clothes, again, we never change it. It always is the same. But types of clothes we can have as countable. So we can have 5 dresses, 10 socks. So you can count a lot of clothes. With money, we don't, like I said, we do not add an S, but we can count coins. Okay, so we can count coins. I have 5 coins.
Coins. Okay, you can
I
count
have
coins.
7 bills. So within the category, you can count, but the category itself, we cannot put an S on that because it is an uncountable noun. A lot of the times, different types of food and different types of drinks are also uncountable. So for example, milk. We do not count milk. In English, we can't say, I have 1 milk. I have 6 milk. What we can do is we can add a container to this word, or we can add an amount. So that's okay. So what we can say is, I have a glass of milk, okay? Or I have 5 glasses of milk. I have 2 cups of milk. So milk itself never changes, but the quantity or the amount can. It's the same with, for example, juice. I have 8 cups of juice. But juice itself, the word juice, we can never say juices, okay? So that, it doesn't change because it's an uncountable noun. And we'll look at more examples of this in full sentences in a moment. Mustard or ketchup, these are more examples. We do not say, I have 10 or 20 mustards. No, we can't count this. So we always keep it the same. Or we can add a container or a quantity. I have 5 bottles of mustard. Okay, so, and it's the same with these words too. I have 10 pieces of furniture. So we can put a quantity in front, but the actual word itself is an uncountable noun. So let's look at more examples of this. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of practice, but before we begin, I want to again say that there are many, many exceptions to what I am saying. Meaning, usually this is what I'm telling you is the truth, or what I'm telling you is accurate, but every so often, there are some words that are not going to follow these rules. Okay, so when you come across these words, just remember, don't get frustrated. English is not a perfect language, and not everything follows the rules, but we're trying our best. So let's look at some of these nouns, and I want you to tell me, are they countable or uncountable?
Look at kayo.
The first one is English. English is a thing. It's a language. It's a noun. Can we count English? Okay, would we say I have a English?
No.
Can I say Englishes? No. So English
is
is
uncountable.
uncountable. Okay? It never changes. It always stays the same. You can say, I like English. There is no in front of English. What about student? Can you count student?
Yes. Can
Teachers
you count
do this
student?
all the time. They count the number of students in their class. There are 10 students in my class. So students is countable.
Kids love the new Alaska Fortified Choco. Tulong sa lakas at talas. Your Choco Milk.
Okay,
Germ killing and moisturizing. Now
God,
in
you
one
have so many.
Activex. Tough on germs, gentle on skin.
Okay.
So if I want to count students, maybe there are 5 students. So I could put a 5 here. And if there's more than one, what do I have to do with a countable noun? We add an S, students. What about this word, bottle? Okay, like a bottle of water. Can you count bottles? Yes, you can. So we consider bottles countable. I have 1 bottle. I have 5 bottles. Okay, so in this case, imagine I have 1. I can say I have a bottle. It's a countable noun. Water. Can we count water? Water is considered uncountable. Okay. Now you might be yelling at your computer saying, but I can count water, I can. And you might have water here and say, look, this is a water. But this is actually not a water, this is a bottle of water.
Yeah, the battle of water
Water
Kale,
itself, we
is
don't count.
uncountable.
We count water in bottles or in liters or in jugs. So water itself is uncountable.
Uncountable. You cannot
We
count
do
the
not
water.
add
At
an
S.
S.
You cannot see water.
Okay, it is uncountable. But bottle, or a bottle of water, is something we can count.
Cell
Cell phone. Can we count cell phones?
Yes.
Cell phones
Yes.
are countable.
Yes, we can count cell phones. How many
They
cell
are a countable noun. So if we have more than one cell phone, if we have 2 cell phones, we're very lucky, we can add an S. What about shoe?
Of course.
Shoe, we can actually say
Let's say
shoes. Shoes are countable. I have shoes. Okay, I have 1 shoe. Here are 2 shoes, 3 shoes, 4 shoes. So we can count shoes. We often talk about a pair of shoes, but we can also count shoes individually. What about sadness?
Can you count sadness?
Can you count sadness? Can you say, oh, that man, he's really
No.
sad. Look,
really
he has
sad.
100 sadnesses.
Can you
No,
do that?
we
No.
cannot count sadness. It's a feeling.
The
It's
same
something we
with
can't really
happiness.
count.
It's abstract noun, Kale. Sadness is abstract noun. The same with
This is
stress,
uncountable.
happiness, like that. So we cannot count
So we do not add a.
a sadness.
Okay. I can say, I have sadness. There's no in front of it. Last one we're going to look at here, coffee. So coffee, remember, food and drinks are often uncountable. We can talk about a cup of coffee, but we're counting the cup. Coffee itself, we consider uncountable. So usually we don't say coffees. Okay, but again, there's always exceptions, and sometimes people use, they might go to a restaurant and actually, they might say, I'll have a coffee. So you might actually hear that. It's going against the grammar rule, but people are starting to say things like that. I don't want to confuse you more, but in terms of the grammar rule, coffee is uncountable. Okay? So now let's look at a couple other words we use which are important when we're learning about countable and uncountable. Okay, so we've talked about countable and uncountable nouns. Now there are some words we use with only countable nouns, and other words we use only with uncountable nouns. So right now we're going to learn about many and much. So let's start with many because it's a little easier. Many is used with countable nouns, and it means a lot. So for example, I have a lot of friends.
Much and countable, many
friends.
Yeah.
So it's when we're not giving a specific number. I have 5 friends, I can say, but I can also say I have many friends. Maybe I have 10 dogs. That's not true, but
I have many
imagine
dogs.
that. That's a lot of dogs. So I can say I have many dogs. We use many for countable nouns. A way to remember is, like I said before, you use an or a with countable nouns, and many has an in it. That's a little memory trick. Okay, so if you want to remember many, an, we use an for countable nouns. We use many for countable nouns. Much is used for uncountable nouns. So much means the same thing, okay? It means a lot, and we use much for uncountable. So for example, money. I told you before, money is uncountable. So we could say, I don't have much money. I don't have much furniture. I don't have much coffee. Okay? So much is used with uncountable nouns. Now, a lot of students get really stressed about this and they say, oh, much, many, count, uncountable, oh, this is terrible, I don't remember any of it. Here is the trick. This is good to learn, but if you don't know and you're really stressed, you can use a lot for both countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of money. Okay, so if you don't know,
When it comes to our babies, we all want what's best for them. We want to give them real love and protection in a caring and gentle way. Try Lactacid Baby Milky with natural milk moisturizers. As real as your love.
Look at Keo. Look at this one,
use
Keo.
this.
This is about the topic.
So
Okay.
we've learned a lot.
Here, Keo. This is the same with the topic in the book FCA, talking about much, many, and a lot of.
Today about countable and uncountable nouns. And this is something that requires a lot of practice, okay? So I invite you to come check out our website at www.ingvid.com, and there you can actually do a quiz where you can practice identifying countable and uncountable nouns and using these in sentences. So I highly recommend you take our quiz. I also recommend you subscribe to my channel because there are a lot more resources on all sorts of different topics related to grammar, vocabulary, writing, reading, and many more. So thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.
Okay, so we have there, Keo. So we talk there about countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so we have shared there such words which cannot be counted, and of course, words that can be counted. So always remember that when we see uncountable nouns, okay, most of the uncountable nouns, if it is abstract, like happiness, sadness, love, you cannot count that one. So of course, we will not put a or an, we will not put or add s or es. This is the no-no for uncountable nouns, okay? This is the basic one for uncountable nouns. Actually, it is in the book, as Teacher Ann told you. It is here in the FCA, okay? We have here, can you see that one? But then a little, much, a lot of can be used, okay? With uncountable noun, of course, a little, much, or a lot, lots of. You cannot use many for uncountable nouns. Many, Keo, is only for countable nouns. You can say, Keo, I have many dogs. I have many books. But you can never say, I have much books. I have much dogs. Okay, you understand, Keo? You understand, Keo boy? You understand?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I have here another, okay. I have here another short of video about that one. I let this woman who share about countable and uncountable.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and in today's lesson, I'm going to show you some easy tricks when using countable
we
and
have here some
uncountable
easy
nouns.
tricks.
Okay, so first let's just do a quick review. What is a noun? In English, a noun usually refers to a confusion because sometimes you're not sure if a noun is something you can count or not.
Yes.
The ones you can count are usually pretty obvious. The ones that we call non-count or uncountable nouns are not so obvious, and therefore they cause a little bit of confusion for English learners. So I'm going to show you a way that you can distinguish between them, and also a way that you can use them correctly afterwards in sentences. Okay, so let's look at the board. Okay, So first of all, let's look at some examples of countable nouns. So countable nouns are things you can count, like chair, chairs, table, tables, books, shops, markers, shirts, okay? They can be singular or plural, all right? And usually the plural form has an S. So those are the countable nouns. The uncountable nouns or the non-count nouns are ones which only have the singular form. They don't have a separate plural form, okay? So we can't say sugar and sugars. We can only say sugar, furniture, equipment,
Yes, look at Kyo.
information, advice,
Look at this
or
one.
grain.
Look at Kyo,
Okay?
focus here. So Kyo, these are uncountable noun. You cannot see sugars. You cannot see furnitures. You cannot see equipments. You cannot see informations. You cannot see advices, and you cannot see rains. Okay? These are uncountable nouns. So do not put S or ES. Do you understand? Above here are countable nouns. These are the nouns, Kyo, that can be counted. You can count this one. Chairs, books, markets, tables, shops, shirts. You can count. But for uncountable nouns, do not count that one.
So these are examples of non-count. So what causes confusion for people is to know, when do I say many? Can I say many information, much markers, many markers? So this causes a lot of confusion for a lot of students. So I'm going to try to show you a little trick that will help you to know when to say many,
and much,
or what you can do if you don't want to make a mistake at all. Okay? So let's look at what we can use first with the countable nouns. With countable nouns only, you can use a, like you can say a chair, a book. You can say many shops, many shirts. You can say few tables or a few chairs. Okay? So any of these you can use only with countable nouns. Let's look on the other side here.
The one which is non-countable.
You can only use with the uncountable nouns. For example, much information, little information, a little bit of sugar. Okay? So these three, which I've listed here under the non-count, you can only use with the uncountable nouns. Okay? So some people find that very confusing. So here's the trick. The trick is, you don't have to use this or this. If you use anything from this column, you could actually use them for the countable nouns and the uncountable nouns, and you will be grammatically perfect. So if you're not 100% sure, what can you do? Be safe. Use something from here, and it works for the countable nouns and the uncountable nouns. Let's see what those words are. We can say the, okay? The information, the book, it works. Some equipment, some shirts, it works for both. I don't have any sugar in the house, or I don't have any tables, okay? No, there is no equipment at the office. There are no books on the table. It works for both countable and non-countable. We can say, I have a lot of markers of different colors, or I have a lot of advice for you. Okay? Again, countable or uncountable. We have lots of chairs in the classroom. We have lots of furniture in the shop. Enough can also be used. Or the last one, plenty of. Okay, we have plenty of sugar, don't worry. We have plenty of books in the library. So, if you're not sure which adjective or article to use with the countable and non-countable nouns, use something from this column and you'll always be right. Okay? So, if you want to practice this, there are two things you can do. First, you can go to our website at ingvid.com and do a quiz on this particular topic.
Okay.
You can also
Okay, Kyo, so look at this. For non-countable, we have much, little, a little bit of. Okay, this is non-countable. You cannot count this one. Much, little, a little bit of. This is it. Okay, it's different, KO. So it's different, much, little, a little bit of. So it's different, okay? So you can say much information, little information, a piece of advice, a little bit of advice, a little bit of information. This is for non-countable nouns. You cannot count this one. Okay, KO, you understand? You understand,
Okay.
KO? Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So for now, KO, so we have shared a lot here about uncountable nouns. Countable and uncountable noun. We have talked a lot about this one, about countable and uncountable nouns. Okay. Okay. So do you understand here the lesson, KO? You understand about this? Okay, you understand, KO, about this one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So next time on the next lesson, okay, teacher will give you, okay, we still have 5 minutes left. I will add the 5 minutes left next meeting because we have, okay, we have to make another topic about, okay, here, I will give you, okay, about relative clauses. Okay, on Wednesday, okay, tomorrow, we're going to have relative clauses. I will add the 5 minutes for that. The relative clauses, tomorrow we'll start it earlier because we start now. Okay, actually we start 2 minutes before the time. Okay, so we don't have, okay, so I will give you, this is all about countable and uncountable noun. We study countable and uncountable noun today. Okay, Kyo?
Okay.
Yeah. Again, we study about countable and uncountable noun today. Okay, I will end this. Okay. So, do you understand the lesson for today, Kyo?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand whatever we had? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Okay, so for tonight, teacher will say goodbye and I will be uh, seeing you tomorrow for another. We have to do add 5 minutes time tomorrow. Okay, okay, Kyo? For now, teacher will say goodbye. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, say Kyo, bye-bye, Kyo.
Goodbye, teacher.
Okay, see you tomorrow.